So everyone should write this down. Negative 2x plus 9y equals 3 and x minus 6. X equals 6. Negative. X equals negative 6. Okay, and that's our first fact. These are the easiest type of systems we can solve because guess what? Didn't they just give us half of the answer we need? Yeah, they told us x is negative 6. So let's just take advantage, and where x should go, let's just put negative 6. Plus, we're going to take advantage of that fact, okay? We're going to do the following. In our other equation that's a little messier, we're going to rewrite it, but instead of negative 2 times x, we're going to write negative 2 times negative 6. So let's do it. So we're going to write this equation as negative 2, but instead of x, we'll put in negative 6. And then the rest of the equation. There it is. Okay. So now let's just work this out. Let's see. We have to multiply negative 2 times negative 6. So that's going to give us positive 12 plus 9y equals 3. Okay? And if you're following along at home, just make sure you're doing the same problems. We'll do these practice problems together. It's the two-step equation. Let's get y by itself. What should I do next?
Subtract 12.
Subtract 12. Yeah. Hopefully by now, everyone here is comfortable with these steps. And 9y is equal to 3 and negative 12, so I get negative 9 actually there. Yeah, let's divide. And you get negative 1, yeah. So you get y is negative 1. That's the other answer we were looking for, and it goes here. Okay. Let's try that. So everyone, make sure you got negative 6, negative 1. I'll move out of the way. And go ahead and enter in that. Most of you have, I think, everyone but 2. So if you haven't done so, go ahead and put in the answer negative 6, negative 1. And we're going to move on to another problem at this level. We'll try to explore all the different levels so we could see all the different types of systems we're going to run into here. You guys ready? Okay. Let's move on to another one. Same level. We'll see what they give us. Okay. They give us something very similar. Again, they're telling us x already. It's negative 5. So let's take advantage of the fact that we know x. I'd like you to write the new equation once we substitute in negative 5 for x. Let's do that. Rewrite that. Well, first of all, copy the equation. And then we got negative 2x minus 3y equals negative 2. We're going to replace x with negative 5. Okay, there's our equation. And what does that give us? Positive 10, take away 3y, equals negative 2. Okay. We want to solve that. Let's get rid of that 10. Remove the 10. What gets rid of a 10? Yeah. Negative 10. Cancel this out. I have minus 3y, so it comes down as negative 3y. equals -2 and -10 is -12. We're adding those. Okay? Let's divide by -3 and we'll get an answer. And so y equals 4. So over here we want 4. Okay? Any questions? Okay. So I'm trying to get one with something more than just x equals a number or y equals a number. Hopefully like x equals -3y, something like that. It's hit or miss, so we'll try another one at this level. We'll look at another one from this level. If it looks like close to this, we'll just move on to the harder level. You guys ready? Okay. Let's see here. Same level. Let's see what it gives us. I'm going to try one more at this level, see if it.
What?
And they're all the same. Okay. We're going to move on to the harder level. Okay. We can do this. We've done some of these before. Okay, so let's do one like this. It says y equals -6x plus 10 and y equals -4x plus 4. Write those down, please. Write those down. That's basically two equations in slope-intercept form. But they both equal y. So we can interchange. We can substitute in the other side of the equal sign into the equation. So what that means is if I choose to, since they both equal y, and in the second equation y equals -4x plus 4, I can put it in there. In the first equation instead of y. Whatever y equals, you can replace y with that. Okay? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to rewrite that first equation. But instead of the y, we're going to put -4x plus 4. Let's do it. So we're going to write this part as -4x plus 4 equals -6x plus 10. Write that down. Any questions? Did that make sense? Okay. Well, it's a different type of equation that we're solving because of this. It's a multi-step equation. It's not necessarily a two-step. And we have, do you see how we have variables on both sides? -4x on the left, -6x on the right. Let's get rid of one of those. That's our first step. So if I choose to, because I'm more comfortable having my variables on the left, if I choose to get rid of this -6x, what do I do to get rid of it? Add it. So let's do that. Some of you have already gotten the right answer. Congratulations, you're ahead of me. All right, so let's see. -4x and 6x is 2x plus 4 equals 10. Now it's a two-step equation. Let's quickly solve it. Take away 4. Equals 6, so we'll divide by 2 and we get 3. So we go x equals +3. So now we know the x value, it's 3. We have to figure out what y is. Now, for that, let me go back over here. I can choose either of these equations. They both say y equals. Pick whichever one you want. I'll pick the top one. I'm going to rewrite it over here. Y equals negative 6 times x plus 10. Okay? And I'm going to replace the x with a 3. So negative 6 times 3 plus 10. Any questions there? The reason I'm doing 3 is because that's what x equals. That's negative 18 plus 10. So y turns out to be negative 8. Negative 18 plus 10 is negative 8. So let's try that out. 3 negative 8. All right. I'll give you another 30 seconds. Then we'll move on. All right. So moving on. Let's stay at this level. Let's see what they give us. And they give us okay, I'll let you do. You guys answer this one. They already gave you the y value. It's 4. Let's figure out what x is. So you answer this one on your own. And if you're playing along at home, try it yourself as well. It's interesting that at that second level, they gave us the easiest system to solve so far. That's kind of how IXL is. I've noticed sometimes it's at a 60.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Oh no, she's in my first period.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and she was absent today.
Kayla's here.
Oh really?
Where is she?
Oh, hey, oh sorry. I have 2. Yes, sorry. Come on in. Yeah. Okay. So far, I have 6 people. Well, I have 6 answers. Oh, as I was saying, so I've noticed sometimes if I'm looking over students working on problems on IXL, sometimes you're at like a 60, 68, something like that. And the problems actually get a little easier sometimes than the ones you were previously doing.
There's one time I kept on getting all my questions wrong and I finished it like after 240 something questions.
Yeah, I've noticed that sometimes that happens. Last year during distance learning, I had one student who spent off and on like 4 hours on something. And yeah, she finally did get it. Actually, I think it was this. And I'm not going to lie, this is, of the things we're learning in 8th grade math, this is one of the tougher ones. Okay, I have 11 people so far. Let's get a few more answers, and then we'll move on.
I switched the X and the Y.
You put the 4 on the X.
Yeah.
What did you get for your answer for the other number?
Oh, 3.
Okay. Yeah, make sure they go in the right order. This time they gave us Y. That's the second value in the ordered pair. And hopefully you got a 3 there. So we're going to move on. It should be 3, 4. Okay, let's stick at this level. Yes, finally. Okay, we're going to try another one of these. Okay? So write this one down. Y equals negative 4x plus 6, and y equals x plus 1. So we got some choices here. This is another one where we have to replace one into the other.
The bottom, they have no negative.
So do what with the bottom one?
Oh, I see. Substitute the Y from the bottom because it doesn't have any negatives in it yet.
Oh, okay. So in other words, put negative 4x plus 6 on this side?
Yes.
Okay. So we'll do it this way and put it there. Let's try that. So we're going to rewrite this. Instead of y, we put negative 4x plus 6 equals x plus 1. Okay? And we'll work with this. Again, we have variables on both sides of the equation. Let's get rid of, yeah, I want to get rid of x. I like variables on the left side. So I want to get rid of this x with a negative x. And a negative x, line it up with the like term, which is negative 4x. Okay?
3x, x by itself.
Hold on. Remember, this is a 1. That's a 1. So we're adding negative 4 and negative 1. That's negative 5. That's one of the reasons I'm glad they gave us this. That's a little tricky. So now it's negative 5x plus 6 equals 1. Let's get rid of that 6. Yeah, we're going to end up dividing by negative 5. Negative 5 divided by negative 5 is 1. So we know that x is 1. So pick an equation, which doesn't matter which one. If I were you, I would use x plus y equals x plus 1. But you want to use that equation to figure out the y value. Yes. So I'll leave you to figure out that last part. Super easy. How are we doing on time? Okay. Okay. So go ahead and figure out the y value, enter in your answer, and we'll move on to a new problem. I'm going to try another one at this level, see if they give us something I'm looking for. If not, we'll move on to the hardest level. Something like, say, negative 2x plus 9y equals negative 11, and then something like x equals negative 5y. Something like that. We'll see. Okay. Okay. Still need a few more people to enter in their answers. What did we say y is? Y is 2. So we should be entering in 1, comma 2. I'll give you 30 more seconds, then we'll move on to a new question. Okay. So here we go. See what they give us if we stay at the same level. No. Same level again. Are you going to give me something a little? No. Nope. We've done those already. Let's go on to the hardest level, which is not that bad. Okay, this is exactly what I was hoping for. Well, not exactly. I wanted to explore another type, but I think we'll be okay. Write this down. X minus y equals 3. And negative 5x plus 4y equals negative 6. So at the hardest level, we're going to have to rewrite one of the equations so that it becomes either x equals or y equals. And that's what we're going to have to do here. We have to manipulate algebraically one of the equations. So let's decide which one. Copy these down. Copy down these equations. This is our system. And we want to figure out if we were to graph the lines, where would they intersect? Okay. And let's see. We want to get either the first or the second equation as a x equals or y equals. Yeah, can you reload the page? Have you tried like any like that? Okay. All right, guys. So we need to rework one of these equations, either the first one or the second one, so that it becomes x equals or y equals. Which one, just on a hunch, just on your gut feeling, which one do you think is easier to rewrite into x equals or y equals? The top one or the bottom one? Well, the bottom one, I'll tell you why it's not. Look, you got a negative 5 times x. That's messy. Then you also have 4 times y. Those coefficients, these numbers, make it kind of messy to rewrite because we have to move stuff over to the other side, then divide by something. We want to do this with the less work possible. So the least work possible would involve solving the top one, rewriting it. And we want to get, let's say, x by itself, because x is already positive. What's the problem with the y? What does the y have in front of it? A negative, yeah. That makes it a little tougher. So look for a variable with a positive sign and no numbers in front of it, no coefficients, and that's x. So we're going to take this equation. Let's write it over here. And then we're going to manipulate it. Like so. We want to get x by itself. How can I mathematically remove that minus y? Plus y. And we get x equals y plus 3. Okay? So now I have x equals. I can replace y plus 3 in the second equation in place of x. So that's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to take this equation and then I'm going to replace the x with y plus 3. Let's do that. So I'm going to write it this way. Negative 5 parentheses y plus 3 plus 4y equals -6. Okay. Hold on. So let's distribute. Now we got to distribute. Multiply through by -5 here. So it's -5 times y. And then -5 times 3 is -15. Plus 4y equals -6. So we basically created a multi-step equation with distributing and all of that stuff. So after we distribute, what do we have to do?
Add like terms.
Add like terms, yeah. We got a -5y.
Positive 4y.
Yeah.
So
-1y. And then the -15 equals -6. Okay? Well, now it's just a two-step equation. Let's get rid of this. -1 times y equals -6, and 15 is 9. Divide by -1. And y equals -9. So we got an answer for y. -9. So now we just have to figure out what x is. Luckily for us, we have this equation. We don't use that one. Once you figure out one of the variables, look over, okay, does anything say x equals? We have one that says x equals. We'll go to that one. X equals y plus 3. And then we're going to replace y with -9. And so x equals -9 plus 3, which is -6. Okay. And that's pretty much the hardest level that we'll get to, or we'll have to worry about. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and end the video at this point. The task is to work on these and get a SMART score of 80.